Well, hello there. Thank you very much for stopping by the Gordon Miller Show. Ode to Napoleon Dynamite. You made it to the best channel on YouTube. Well, just kidding. It's not the best channel, but I wanted to talk to individuals in this vlog style type video that, it's hard to want these people around. And I'm talking about these types of people, these woke people, like white offended Karens and raging. You never think about these individuals that are like, they get offended by everything. They can't laugh at anything unless it's like, making fun of, I don't know, just anybody that, especially like they're self-hating white people, and they can't stand to be anybody else. They can't. They're the least open-minded people, and they say they're the tolerant left, and yet they're really, really intolerant. It's just, they'll say, well, we're intolerant against fascism, and I'm not talking about that. And I think everybody should be against fascism, but if you're offended by a little, jokes or, to me, the Washington Commanders should always be the Washington Redskins. It's, my great grandmother was half Native American. So, that's not really saying a lot, because that's like, didn't know her. I didn't even know my great grandmother on my dad's, my mom's dad's side, sort of my grandpa's grandma. But it's like this, why do individuals have to be so offended and have to, walk on eggshells? Look, something that happened so long ago, for example, my ancestors came from like Russia in the 1890s or 1880s. Late 1880s, they came to the United States of America on, so all that stuff that happened after all, this, or the stuff that happened before, they came after these. It's like, one thing about it, it's like, hippies that lecture, basically, or tree huggers that, the tree huggers, they're, hippies, but they're lecturers. They're it's just absolutely crazy how it's almost infuriating, because why would anybody want to be around those types of people? If you say something and then it's like, well, that's offensive, you need to apologize and repent and recant and never say that again, and make sure, like, shut up. I'll say what I want to when I want, as long as it's under the YouTube community guidelines. See? Exactly. You know where I'm coming from. It's exactly like this. If I follow the YouTube community guidelines, I can say anything I want, as long as it's within reason. And even if I say the Washington Redskins, and I think their name should be the Washington Redskins, because that's given honor to the Native Americans. And I know Native Americans out there that want to see the name Washington Redskins. So regardless of what these white offended Karens and raging say, it shouldn't matter. It should not matter about what they want. Look, if you're woke, that's fine, but try to understand that don't just go in your only life that you have to be offended. Don't go through life that way. Come on. Are you serious? You really want to be, to each his own. I always say that. If you want to be offended throughout your life, okay, go ahead. Or try to be like, oh my God, I got to do this and do that. When in reality, this is the only life we get right here, right now. Just shut up and relax. Don't have to be so offended by everything. And if this offends you, I don't lose any skin off my back when somebody unsubscribes or unfollows or whatever. I don't, it's all for fun here on the Gordon Miller Show. I like the views. I'm getting views where I like it, maybe not in the videos section, but the shorts, I'm getting lots of views. Well, they're tapering off a little bit, but maybe they'll pick up in the future. I don't know. But I don't know if anybody wants to be around those types of individuals. The woke crowd. It's like, are you serious? So you see somebody with blue hair or purple hair, run, or a nose ring or something like that. Just run, or don't talk to them. Don't, because the only time they talk is when they're offended. They can't have a peaceful conversation. Everything is so divisive with them. They want to change the past, but yet you can't. You can't change the past. Whatever happens to somebody that does something 100 or 1,000 miles away has no bearing what I'm doing. So that's not me that's doing that. And vice versa for any other person, whatever they look like. They have no control over what they do. If someone does something on the other side of the planet, I have no control of what's going on. You control yourself, and that's all you can do. You can't try to control others, but that's what the wokes, the white offended Karens and raging, always try to do. They try to they go after people, and it's like, you think you're going to change their mind, but they don't. It's like sometimes they're kind of clueless when it comes to things, because you can't change a spot on a leopard or whatever that saying is, and especially if it's just nothing really. Just the fact that, since I'm mostly white, I have to apologize for something. No, my ancestors came over 40 years after the Civil War, 30 years, or whatever, 20 years. I don't know, but I guarantee it. They weren't, they didn't have servants or whatever. Come on, seriously, or slaves or whatever. At what point do people just get over it? I mean, you think about it, 1,000 years from now, are individuals going to be still crying about this and be offended over this? I mean, come on, get over it. I mean, there's bigger fish to fry. There's bigger things to focus on in the world. Is that, And then it's just like people can't have an opinion about things. They're the least tolerant people. Again, that you can't have an opinion. It's like, well, I wish the Cleveland Indians would be the Cleveland Guardians. I mean, come on. They're the Cleveland Indians, and I know Native American people that would love to see. I work with a guy; he'd love to see the Washington Redskins come back. But it's kind of funny how white people, the white offended Karens and raging, are actually counterproductive or counterintuitive towards the Native American movement. The ones that will actually want to see the Redskins make a comeback instead of the Commanders. It's ironic. It's weird because you think about it. They're being more. They're hurting. They're actually contradicting themselves by saying that or by wanting to keep don't say Redskins. That saying that was a couple years back or a few years back or 4, whatever it was. They decided they go to the Commanders, and look at all the individuals that are Native American that wanted to keep the Redskins. Sad, because it's like the Vikings. Why are they still the Vikings? Because they're white, of course, and then it's fine for them to be the Vikings, and you can bash white people as much as you want, and no one's gonna cry about that. It's just a messed up, fragile world we live in. And, but yeah, you don't have to agree with me, but, if you made it this far, thank you very much for stopping by the Gordon Miller Show. This channel on YouTube is, a channel on YouTube for now. Hopefully I won't get canceled for, whatever it is. Hopefully I won't. If I'm canceled by the wokes, well, maybe I'm doing something right then. Again, those white offended Karens and raging, nobody wants them around. And yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think this vlog style type video has gone past where I want it to be, but that's okay. Like I say, this probably will fall on some deaf ears, and it might fall. A couple people might watch it. Cool. All right. But anyway, thank you very much for stopping by the channel. All right. Bye.